let's talk about the Java programming structure. As you can see on the screen, I have already created a file called structureexample.java. So one of the first things we got to do whenever we're creating a Java program is we need to specify the class. So the class name is always going to match the file name. So I already have the file structure example. So the name of my class is going to be structure example. So I'm going to say public class structure, structure example. Okay, so this is my class header. And then within inside of my class is where my main method is going to go. So inside your class, we're going to keep your methods and your class variables. We'll talk more about the class variables in chapter 4 and additional methods in chapter 4. But for now, the only method that we're going to put inside of our class is going to be the main method. So the main method is public static void main string array and then arguments, open close curly braces. So this is our main method header. Now, if you remember, the main method is the entry point for a JRE. So when you compile and run your program, the main method is where the JRE is going to start. So it's going to come inside this method and execute whatever statements you have inside of here. So inside your main method is where you're going to keep your programming statements. Now, every program can only have one main method. So there can only be one. You can have several methods, but there can only be one main method. And here is the header that you're going to use for it. It's highlighted. Okay, so up here on top of the class header, I'm just going to write something really quick. So I'm just going to say this is the class header. And then inside the class, you have our methods and our class variables. And then I'm going to make a note here. This is our method header. And then inside the method, you're going to have our programming statements. Now, I currently don't have any programming statements right now, so I'm just going to write a really simple programming statement, system out.println, and then we'll just print something out. We'll just say structure example. Okay, so we have our class header. Down inside of our class header, we have our methods and our class variables. From chapters 1 to chapter 3, we're only going to put in the main method. And then inside the main method, we're going to put our programming statements. Now, if you notice, all this stuff is indented. So we have our class, and then inside the class, indented one level, we'll have our methods. Inside of our main method, indented one level is our programming statements. Now, some of the other things that you're going to need in addition to what you see on the screen is you're going to need a place to write your name. So up top, I'm going to make a multi-line comment. So I'm use a slash and a star and a star and a slash. And I'm going to put in my name, the date, assignment, and then like what class I'm taking. So I do have 2 classes this semester. So one's the face-to-face, one's online. So I would like for the online students to put that they're online, and I guess the face-to-face students just you don't have to put anything. So we'll just say Java or whatever class you're taking, ITSE 1302 online, something like that. Just so I'll be able to distinguish them. Or if you just put your section number, you can put the section number instead. All right, so also what goes above the class header is going to be our import statements. In chapter 2, we'll talk about adding some import statements. So up here, we're going to have our import statements, and they're going to actually go outside of your class header. And that's it. This is pretty much the structure we're going to follow. So let's go ahead and just save this program, compile, and run, just to make sure it compiles and runs. And there you go.